So I thought I would be super adventurous and try a new tomato variety this year, and I am deeply regretting it on all levels. I know I've touched on it a little bit here and there in different garden tours, but today we're going to do a deep dive into 7 different reasons on why I absolutely despise this tomato and will never, ever, ever grow it again. Let's dive in. Meet the Amish paste tomato. Everything I read about it sung its praises and it being the best canning tomato out there, and I was convinced. On closer inspection, it's not panning out for me. So on closer inspection, you've probably already noticed it. Look at all of this blight. It has just been awful. You can see that the plant is pretty much bare all the way down. The majority of the plant, I've just been constantly hacking it off, and it looks like I have yet more to go. And while yes, it has been a cool, rainy, very rainy year, the rest of my tomatoes really aren't showing this much disease. Look at my beloved Plum Regal. She is just gorgeous. Right next door has nearly all of the foliage still on, even this low-hanging stuff, no blight. Same with the Mountain Vineyard right next door. We are just looking amazing. And to confirm that that isn't just an outlier, here is another one of the Amish paste tomato. Just absolutely horrendous. And as we go down, you can see there is barely any foliage on here. And here's yet another one. So sad. And here are my gorgeous Plum Regals just knocking it out. So as far as the blight test goes, that is a fail. Reason number 2 is the fruit quality. Now it might be the blight, but even still you can see that they just aren't looking all that good. There's cracks in here, there's just discoloration, just not looking all that appetizing. Here's another one, just kind of discolored, definitely just not looking great. And the Plum Regal, these are just looking awesome. This one's just about ready to get picked. The color is all nice and even. I'm not seeing any disease spots or cracking or any of that funky business going on. And once we go in the house, we're going to be cutting these open for a side-by-side, and there are more things going on. So in terms of fruit quality, this is a fail. Now reason number 3 is a little bit more of a personal preference, but I think it really does relate a lot to Minnesotans, and that's that my Plum Regal that I love is a determinate tomato, where this Amish paste tomato is an indeterminate tomato. And I'm really starting to realize that indeterminate tomatoes really just don't pay off too much in our short gardening season here in Zone 3, Zone 4, Minnesota. And the reason why that is determinate tomatoes only grow to a certain size, and then it ripens all of its fruit, and then it's largely done for the season. While indeterminate tomatoes grow, they can be these huge, massive vines, and they're just continuously putting out fruit. But with our short season, you really can't take advantage of all of that extra growth. So I would rather stick with a manageable, compact plant that's really gonna put out a lot of fruit at once, right away when I need it, right before it freezes, rather than this big mess of a thing. I'll turn the camera around so you can see what I mean. These are my Plum Regals, nice and compact. They're doing really well with these tomato cages. I love them because then I don't have to mess with this fancy trellising system. This is so easy. And they're just behaving really well, not getting super long and flopping over, just nice and neat. Where these Amish paste tomatoes, I have to keep hacking back on it. You can see where these leaders have really wanted to go up, and I've already snipped this off to keep it under control. And now it's just hanging down and flopped over, and they're just hanging. A lot of them are breaking. And it's not necessarily an indeterminate tomato's fault. Here, I will show you over here. This is an indeterminate tomato, but look, everything is all nice and upright and strong. This is a pink bower. And I also, my Mountain Vineyard, which I love, is also an indeterminate. And it's all nice and filled out, not flopping over. So gosh, total fail on the Amish paste tomatoes as far as growing habitat and just being an indeterminate in general. And that's a nice segue into item number 4, and that is it just wants to grow down. You can see all of these leaves are pointing straight down. Let me find another good example for you here. It was really more apparent when I had all the leaves down here. They were just going straight down to the soil, which I'm sure also contributed to the blight. Where the plum regal, it's a little bit more bouncy. It's at least trying to go up instead of just shooting straight down to the ground. And you can also see even the stems are just all over the place. They're kind of going out here, over here, spining around. Same with over here, we're just all over the place. And same with this one. It's just a weak growth pattern that I'm noticing. And this one's the worst. It's like some crazy roller coaster ride going around here. Where the plum regal, you can see we just have nice, upright, strong growth. It's going to support the plant better and just provide good structure. And then reason number 5 why I absolutely detest these Amish paste tomatoes is they're just not as prolific. You can see there's just a few tomatoes on here, but look at my plum regal. She is absolutely loaded. Let's do another Amish paste tomato. Okay, there's a couple more here, but then let's look at the plum regal. Absolutely loaded all the way through in here. Amish paste tomato again. This one's probably the best one of the bunch as far as fruit goes. But then the plum regal again, a lot of them are on the other side. But you can just see that there is a whole lot more fruit on here. I mean, these plum regals are just unreal. Look at these. They're just absolutely packed in here. Now you'll notice that a lot of them are green, so I did top all of my tomatoes a few days ago so that I'll force it to ripen what it has. So I think we'll be in good shape to getting these guys ripe when our first expected frost will probably hit. Now while the disease is troublesome and definitely unsightly and the production isn't so great, the next one that we're going to look at the house is just absolutely getting under my skin when it comes to food preservation. Let's head inside. So reason number 6 comes to how things are doing on the counter. I like to collect my tomatoes for about a week on the counter until I have a big old pile, and then I process them all at the same time just to keep things efficient. And what I'm noticing over here are my plum regals. These are the Amish paste tomatoes. And then these are my little slicer tomatoes, those pink Boer tomatoes. But the issue that I'm having with these Amish paste tomatoes is that they are getting soft so fast. I mean, look at that. I can just squeeze right through it. And I mean, they're just getting super soft. I feel like I picked these a couple days ago and I need to process them already. Where the plum regal, they're really nice and firm. Like I'm trying my hardest there finally to pop through there. And yeah, these guys are gonna just hold on for me much longer, which is just a game changer when it comes to food preservation. I don't wanna be canning every couple of days. And then reason number 7 is probably a little bit more personal preference, but it makes a difference for me. So here we have our plum regal. This is the Amish paste tomato. What you'll notice is when I slice them open, look at how nice and organized those seeds are. They're very predictable. Basically easy and efficient for me to be able to de-seed them when I'm making my sauces. Where the Amish paste tomato, it's a bit more chaotic. You can see it's kind of hard to find. They have all these little pockets that I have to be digging for. Just makes the whole thing a bit more of a headache. Well, I hope this was helpful to you as you're debating what kind of varieties of tomatoes to grow next year. The plum regal is absolutely the winner in my book. I should have just stuck with what I knew does well. So next year, absolutely, we're gonna do 100% plum regal as far as the paste tomato goes, and never again am I doing that Amish paste tomato. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I love having you guys along on my gardening journey so I can share my experiments and things that I'm learning along the way. I so appreciate your support, and I'll catch you on the next one.